Westchester Church. NAYC is definitely an event that you wouldn't want to miss. Being surrounded by over 40,000 young people in one mind, one heart, is something special. But before I get into anything, I want to thank my senior pastor and Brother Nathan. I know he's not here today, but your investment in the youth and the Hyphen is something life-changing. Because without your investment in us, who knows where we would be. So thank you for that. So I'm going to take you through various sermons that occurred at NAYC. Some of these spoke to me more than others, but there's definitely a few that that were important. Daniel, if you could put Haggai 2:9 up. This was the theme for NAYC. It says, "The glory of this latter house shall be greater than that of the former, saith the Lord of hosts. And in this place will I give peace, saith the Lord of hosts." First night was Michael Thomas. He's the General Youth President of the UPCI. And he spoke on the alarm. There's an alarm in the spirit that's been going off. And I don't know if anyone has heard it, but I have. We've been complacent. We haven't been as open to hearing the voice of God as we previously had. And I know more than anyone I haven't. But it's time that we take that alarm and we don't snooze it anymore, but we act on it. And with that comes prayer. I know here at Westchester we have Pray First. And that's vital, because if we don't pray first, how can we do anything for God? The second night was Anthony Mangum. He spoke on a call to glory. The thing that stuck out to me was there's a reason why we were all called to be in this earth on this day and not previously or later. He called us for today. And the main point of his message was, when we have the Holy Ghost and we have His Spirit, what's the impossible to us? There's nothing that's impossible for God. And I know in my life there's been a lot of uncertainties, but when I look at what God's done for me and what He's kept me from, the impossible doesn't exist to everyone. Then we move on to the third day, where James Wilson spoke on a sensitive topic, but it's an important topic, on the word, it's okay to hate away. What he spoke about is, as an organization, as a people, we've been complacent to sin. We've been indifferent to it, but God calls us not to be indifferent to it. He calls us to hate it. And hate's a strong word, yes, but if we don't hate the things of this world and we don't hate sin, how can we be used by God? How can we truly serve Him? How can we get into His presence and worship Him? We can't. We can't live for Him. We can't do any of that if we don't hate all sin, not be indifferent to it. He also spoke about an important thing, because I know during high school I was afraid to witness to any of my friends. But who's going to tell them if I don't? Who's going to tell the people in your lives if you don't tell them about God? And yes, it might hurt. Not everyone's going to be open to hearing about God and what they're doing wrong and sin, and they're not going to be open to it. But if you take that first step and you tell them the hard truth, you won't regret it. You'll see your friends saved. You'll see the people important to you in your life saved. Don't be complacent just because you're afraid and you're worried now. When you're standing before God and He tells you, you had this chance to witness, why didn't you witness? What are you going to tell Him then? Oh, I was worried. Oh, I was scared. You can't tell God that. He put you in that position for a reason. You better take ownership and you better witness. And finally, to wrap all things up, the last night Chris Green spoke a powerful message. That before we left that place that night, that the UPCI and the Pentecostal movement would not be the same. And I don't know about anybody else in the Hyphen or youth, but ever since I left the NAYC, I feel like I've been attacked more and more. More attacked than I've ever had in my life. On my mind, on my vision. The devil's trying to stop us from something, young people. We can't give into that fear, into that trial, because God's called each and every one of us for something. And I leave you with this. Don't let today's fear hold you from God's tomorrow.